It's inhospitably early on the Thursday of Cannes. I'm here at the Majestic Hotel with Mike Cooper from PhD, and obviously we're both looking super fresh-faced, and I think you kind of run your course for this time, right?
Yeah, I've been pacing myself, so I'm kind of okay. But it is the last day.
Yes, it's the last day, and you've been so busy, right? Because you've been a juror heading the jury for the Lions. How have you found it this year? Do you think there's been some trends that you've noticed in the entries?
I think every year you see the trends that are taking place, and this year I'd say that in a lot of the work there was an awful lot of kind of like data-driven insights. There's a lot more evidence of kind of like database decisioning. You get an awful lot of work which is reflects current technology, kind of like trends. I noticed there was quite a lot more work in mobile this year, and I thought the mobile work actually was very strong, which is great. That was good to see, because for a long time it hasn't been, quite honestly. And what's interesting is in a lot of the kind of like the charity-based work, you see an awful lot of the sort of like the things that are happening. So, a number of campaigns about fake news, lots of images of Donald Trump popping up, on a regular basis.
Yes. I saw an excellent one yesterday, actually, about a young Mexican boy who bought a Donald Trump piñata, which I really enjoyed.
Yeah, we didn't get that in our drawer, sadly. And an awful lot of stuff about gender equality. I mean, everybody's seen Fearless Girl, I guess, now, but there was an awful lot of other stuff, and it was very high quality, I must admit. So, yeah, it was a lot of fun. Awful lot of work to get through. Very good jury this year. So, a real kind of like pleasure doing it.
And aside from your work with actual Cannes Lion, you guys have been putting together a book called Merge, which you said is the one you're most proud of so far. Why is that?
I think it's, we've been doing these thought leader pieces at Cannes now for, I think, more than 8 years every year. And, what we always do with them is to take a look into the future. That's the sort of like the consistent theme to them, which is a risky business, as you probably know. But, broadly speaking, they're based about technology, and they're based about, because technology has the biggest effect.
This was closing the gap with technology and us was the byline, right?
Yeah. So, 2.5 years ago now, we were writing a book about AI, about sentience, about artificial intelligence and its effect on marketing. And I honestly feel that Merge is ahead of its time, quite honestly, because it really is dealing with the whole area of how technology and human beings are kind of like merging. And it makes some kind of like pretty big, bold predictions. And I think, for anybody in marketing, anybody working in this business, anybody with interest in mobile or any, just in technology in general, I think it's a really great read. I mean, like all the other books, it's a 45-minute read, it's a short read, but I think it's great. And we had Ray Kurzweil from Google here, who's one of the smartest people on the planet, presenting for us on the main stage, along with our global head of planning and strategy, Mark Holden. We had a kind of like a great event. It felt a bit more condensed this year, but it was.
Everyone's just running around a little bit, so you've got to keep things short and sweet. Otherwise, they're off somewhere else.
Yeah. But I think it's also in keeping with what's happening here at Cannes. I mean, there are a lot more technology companies here than in recent years. So a lot of emphasis on that. So it feels like Merge is in keeping with the zeitgeist.
The entire festival. And as well as that, you worked with Cannes Lion on a bot, is that correct?
Yeah.
And obviously you were talking about technology and but why do you think chatbots are so relevant these days, and do you think it's worked well while we've been here?
I haven't seen the numbers yet, to be quite honest with you. I'll be following up on that. But in previous years we've done an app for quite a few years. Just felt that we've done the app for long enough, and apps aren't that kind of they're just part of everyday normal life, so you've got to kind of stay ahead of the curve. So we moved on to doing a chatbot this year,
Did it have a name? Did it have a personality?
Not that I'm aware of. I don't think it had, I'm not sure that it had a name.
I went to a talk the other day and they said that 29% of people have a habit of falling in love with their chatbot. And they put personality onto it, so I thought that was interesting. They said that's shocking at the moment, but in the future it'll probably just be normal.
I think that also reflects a potential trend, which sort of slightly worries me, in that technology can isolate you more and more. I mean, if you're staying at home talking to your robot rather than other human beings or even a dog or a cat, you're going to become even more
Robot dog.
Yeah, well, it might be a robot dog, might be more obedient. He'd probably better behave than my dog. But yeah, I just think that is a kind of like, there's got to be kind of like a balance, really.
So aside from what you've been doing, what have been your favourite things that you've seen while you've been here this year?
Well, I have been locked in a room with no windows for 4.5 straight days. The best things I've seen are the work, because that's what we've been really focusing on. I mean, I loved the Super Bowl campaign for Tide. I just thought that was fantastic. I love the fact, detergent is not the world's most exciting category, and doing something really interesting, getting everybody to really sit up and take notice in a fantastic way. I thought the Procter & Gamble Tide work was just brilliant in media. Quite honestly, I thought that was very, very strong indeed. I also loved the Hungerithm work for Snickers, which was kind of like using real-time data, adjusting the price of the Snickers bar according to sentiment on the internet, so that when people were angry, the price came down. So on brand, so fitting in with that, you're not you when you're hungry positioning that the brand has. It was fantastic work from BBDO down in Australia, just absolutely brilliant. So the best thing I've seen really is the work. I haven't actually got out and seen anything else. I've sort of seen, I've caught glimpses of the beach and kind of like other people, but it's really been the work. I think if you're on the media jury, it's a great kind of like privilege. You have to get through an enormous quantity of kind of like work, and there really isn't much time to focus on anything else. And that's kind of how it should be. If you sign up for it, you've just got to accept that. But it's a great experience.
But now you've got a little bit of free time before you fly home. Is there anything you've got planned for the rest of the day? Anything fun? Maybe the Snapchat wheel.
I'm going to go and have a go on the Snapchat wheel, because the whole thing's turned into a circus, as you can see outside. The problem is, I don't want, I'm not trying to elicit sympathy here, but because I've been stuck in jury, I've now got 2 days to do all the things that I normally do in about a week. So
another room with no windows then.
No, it's not quite as bad as that, but a lot of client meetings, some more kind of like interviews. We've got a board meeting, a PhD board meeting today. So and then got to go and see some more clients this afternoon. So it's a pretty kind of focused day, but we like it like that. It keeps us busy,
Well, yes, thank you so much for coming and meeting me at this, inhospitable hour of the morning, before you've got such a busy day lined up. And I hope you enjoy it as best as you can. Yeah. Thanks very much.
You enjoyed as well. Have fun.
Oh, I will. I'm jumping on the Snapchat wheel.
I'll see you there.